Hi, my name is Chris Davis from Engage Insight, and this whiteboard session is all about getting strategic in identifying data, core data that you're going to need to implement into your strategic planning process. There's many tools that are available, and before you press the pause button, what we can look at in this particular case is a SWOT tool, the Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, Threats tool, but how most importantly we can factor this in to your strategic planning going forward. It's a key component. There's many other tools that we can use, and we do have a separate video on Porter's 5 Forces, for example, about competitive rivalry. So what do we mean by a SWOT analysis, and how can this really help us? Well, when we're talking about SWOT, what we're talking about really is looking at two key areas. The first area is looking at internal issues, and obviously then we look at external issues. And it's very important that we don't confuse the two. So certainly strengths and weaknesses are generally internally focused, and opportunities and threats are externally focused. What we've got to really do is control and look at the impact of these kind of areas. And so what we want to do with strengths is really we want to capture the strengths, we want to identify them, and most importantly, once we've got them identified, we have then a play to your strengths strategy with the business so that we are building our business forward on a confident platform. What we've then got is really looking at weaknesses. Now with weaknesses, what we want to do with them is really shore them up. We're always going to have weaknesses, okay? It's the state of being, of being a human, if you like. And in businesses, we need to identify them and shore them up to make sure that they're not going to have a detrimental effect on the way we're going forward. Opportunities are really about identification of opportunities and then investing in them. But the key here is investing in the right opportunities at the right time. And by threats, really what we're talking about here is risk. And this is all about what's coming up over the hill that can clobber us over the head and might put us out of business tomorrow. So that's going to be key. So the issue here is really ensuring that we're dealing with it internally, ensuring that we're looking at it from an external point of view, and really what we're looking at here is key areas about internal issues, which can be any stakeholder scenario. It could be staff in the business, it could be the board, identifying the weaknesses and strengths there, and on an external point of view, it's the environment that we're participating in. So it's the market, the opportunities and threats that are abound in the market. It's really looking at competitor analysis, for example. So once we've got all this in play and into building it into our strategic business plan, what we can then really do is generate some key goals, some key issues about how we want to factor this in. And this is where we can box a bit clever, if you like. So from that point of view, the first key area really is we can offset our weaknesses against our strengths. So shoring this up by, for example, building a team around our weaknesses and playing to our strengths will be very, very powerful in ensuring that we're shoring up these weaknesses. We've also got key issues around basically opportunities can actually negate the threats. As long as we're investing in the right opportunities, and keeping an eye on the risk, that will actually help us ensure that we're boxing clever in the market, we're being savvy in the way we're positioning our business, and we're taking care of these threats as they're coming up over the hill, as they say. The last key area really is matching strengths with opportunities. We want to really look at these key areas to ensure that we're investing in the right opportunities, and as I've mentioned, playing to your strengths. So when we're looking at this particular tool, the top tip I can give you from this is don't underestimate it. It is a very strong tool to use, but it's just a tool. So you need to basically ensure that you're looking and focusing on each and individual area and mining that data to build it into your business plan as you go forward.